Alicia. The concrete beneath my head is hard and unforgiving. Even so, it's far more comforting than the soft beds in our foster home. This underpass feels safer than the hell we ran away from. It feels safer than anywhere we've been in a long while because it's just the two of us. No grown-ups to harm us. Malachi is lying next to me, writhing in his sleep as he so often does. I couldn't protect him the way he protects me. "Hey," I hear someone whisper, making my heart skip a beat. Malachi always tells me not to speak to anyone on the streets, but out of intrigue, I glance in the voice's direction. A tall, slim boy who must be a similar age to Malachi stands nearby, holding 2 pillows and a blanket. "Do you mind if I join you guys? I'll swap a pillow." I glance over at Malachi, who is still fast asleep. Malachi won't be happy. I glance back at the boy and notice the fear in his eyes. He's like us, scared and alone. I shrug. "Okay, only if I get the pillow, though." He smiles at me, and it's friendly. Somehow I know that he's just a lost child like we are, with no one to take care of him. I watch as he sits close to me and passes me the pillow, which I prop under my head. "Thanks. What's your name?" I ask. "Niall, little lass. What's yours?" I swallow hard as Malachi always told me not to tell strangers my name. "Alicia." He holds out a hand to me. "It's nice to meet you, Alicia." He tilts his head to the side. "How old are you?" 8 years old. I twiddle my thumbs in my lap. "How old are you?" 11. He yawns, which makes me yawn. I'm exhausted. He pulls the blanket he'd been holding around himself and places a pillow under his head. "Who is your friend?" I shake my head. "He's not my friend. Malachi is my brother." He sighs, as if relieved. I'm glad he's family. There are real creeps on the streets. My brow furrows as I don't understand what he means. Before I can ask him, Malachi cries out in his sleep, making me jump. He bolts upright and I move to comfort him, knowing that he's having a nightmare again. "It's okay, brother. I'm here," I murmur. Malachi's eyes are wild and frantic, but once he finds my face, he immediately calms down. It only takes him a second to notice the boy I allowed to sleep here. "Who the fuck are you?" he spits, jumping to his feet and pulling out the switch knife he stole from our foster parents. "Malachi, stop!" I say, jumping to my feet and placing a hand on his arm. "Stay out of this, Alicia." Malachi's shoulders are tense as he steps forward with nasty intentions. I've witnessed the violence my brother is capable of. Niall jumps to his feet too, backing away with his hands up in surrender. I don't want any trouble. You should have thought about that before stepping into our territory. Malachi thrusts the knife at Niall. "Stop, Malachi!" I cry, but it is no use. Malachi will not stop. Niall blocks my brother's attack with his pillow, and the inner stuffing puffs into the air like snow as it flutters in the air between them. As I helplessly watch, I wonder if my brother could stab an innocent boy like us. Footsteps behind me catch my attention, and I turn around to see a man leaning against the pillar of the underpass, staring at me. The look in his eyes gives me the creeps. "What's going on here then, love?" he asks. I swallow hard. "A fight," I say, turning my attention back to my brother, who no longer has the knife, but is fist-fighting with Niall. Boys are so stupid. Niall wasn't threatening either of us. I bet they're fighting after a pretty little thing like you. I glance back at the man, who has got closer now, staring at me in a way that scares me. Stay back, I mutter, my voice quiet and fragile. He chuckles. Not when you are free for the taking. He reaches for me, and I try to step away, but he's too fast. Get off! Before I can shout loud enough, he places his hand over my mouth. I struggle against him, but he's too strong. He drags me away from my brother. Niall looks up, and our eyes meet. He shoves Malachi so hard that he falls to the ground before running toward me. Let her go, you bastard, he shouts, balling his fists at the man who is twice his size. The man doesn't stop. Instead, he laughs. I'd love to see a little kid dad like you stop me. Niall launches himself at the guy, tackling him from the waist to the floor. I roll over as he loses his grip on me, knocking my head against the floor. Ouch, I say, placing a hand where my head hit the concrete. Niall punches the man over and over, pounding him hard with his fists. Blood coats his knuckles until Malachi finally stops him, grabbing his arm and dragging him away. That's enough, lad, Malachi says, his aggression toward this boy instantly gone. You saved my sister. He shakes his head before holding a hand out to him. I'm sorry about the fight back there, but you can never be too careful on the streets. Niall stares at his hand for a few moments before taking it and shaking. Not to worry, name is Niall. Before you pulled a knife on me, I had struck a bargain with your sister there. Malachi turns to me and helps me to my feet. Are you hurt? I shake my head. No, thankfully, neither is Niall. I shoot him an angry glare for not listening to me. Thank you for saving me, I say, looking at Niall. He smiles kindly. You're welcome, little ass. What was this bargain you made then, Alicia? Malachi asks. I shrug. Niall wanted to sleep with us is all, in exchange for a pillow. I point at the pillow next to where Malachi had been sleeping. Malachi glances at Niall, who shrugs. I saw you guys and thought you were similar age to me. He swallows hard. It ain't easy being alone on the streets, especially not at night. The man Niall beat up groans. Shit. Well, you best stick with us, lad. Malachi pats him on the shoulder. We need to find a place to rest tonight and get out of here before he wakes up. Malachi gathers our few belongings hurriedly, and I pick up the pillow, offering it back to Niall, since Malachi sliced open his other pillow. He holds up his hand. You keep it, Alicia. I hug it close to me and smile at the young boy who came to my rescue. Thanks. Niall shakes his head. It's nothing. He nods. Come on now, follow your brother. I follow Malachi out of the underpass, hugging the pillow tightly as we search for a safe place to sleep, far away from the evil man that tried to take me. Even though I don't know the boy behind me, I feel safer knowing he's around in addition to Malachi. Life on the streets is hard, and we've only been out here a few weeks. If we want to survive, we need to stop trying to go it alone. Present day. I walk along the riverside toward our mansion. It's often hard to believe all that Malachi has accomplished, especially considering where we started out. Many people wouldn't call building a criminal empire an accomplishment, but I sure as hell do. I'm proud of the man my brother became after his terrible upbringing. Malachi has had it hard since the day he was born. Niall has stuck through thick and thin with him ever since they struck up a friendship in that underpass. He's turned into a viciously protective, gorgeous man that I so often fantasize about. Not that there is anything between us. He's just my brother's gorgeous friend. I sometimes can't believe he's the same scrawny kid I met 30 years ago. It's a cool spring evening as the darkness shrouds me. I wish I had left the diner half an hour ago, but I got carried away, catching up with Jane, an old friend. I suggested she go on a date with my brother, which she wasn't sure about, but I know the real challenge is Malachi agreeing to meet her. The Riverwalk isn't lit at night, and a lot of creeps like to hang out down here. I hug my coat tighter around me and hasten my steps, feeling uneasy. The crunch of a branch behind me forces me to glance over my shoulder. A dark figure is walking at a startling speed toward me. I hasten my steps, feeling my stomach churn with nausea. Malachi always tells me not to take this shortcut at night, and I'm regretting not listening to him. It's at least double the distance to take the roads, but at least they are well lit and safer. "Wait up, sweetie," the guy following me calls out. "I only want to talk." Fuck. I break into a jog, knowing full well this guy does not want to talk. Years living on the streets taught me harsh and unforgiving lessons, but I always had Malachi and Niall to protect me. We used to call ourselves the Three Musketeers until we grew out of it. The thud of heavy footsteps following me sends my adrenaline sky high. I sprint faster, trying to put some distance between us. It's no use. The guy is too fast for me as I'm wearing court shoes which are not made to run in. He grabs my shoulder and pulls me to a stop, forcing me against his chest. "I have caught you, sweetie," he sneers, his disgusting, foul breath hitting my face. Now, the question is, how am I going to use you? "Get the fuck off me, you piece of shit," I cry. I try to break free from his grasp, but he's too strong. My mind runs wild with ideas, sorting through my best options. I scream loud, hoping someone close by might hear me. The guy slams his hand over my mouth. "Shut your mouth, whore." An icy dread slices through me, taking me right back to my childhood. Only this time, I don't have anyone here to protect me. My heart pounds against my rib cages as I try to gain control of the fear taking hold of my limbs. Think, Alicia, think. I get one of my arms free of his grasp as I hear him unzip his pants. Quickly, I punch him in the balls. "Motherfucker," he growls, letting go of my other arm and giving me a chance to break free. I don't look back. Instead, I kick my shoes off and leave them running as fast as I can on bare feet. Pain slices through them as I probably ran over glass. I ignore the pain, knowing what that bastard will do to me will be so much worse. The thud of fast footsteps behind me makes me lose all hope. I feel tears flooding down my face as I run even faster. "Help!" I scream, clutching to the off chance that someone might hear me. He catches me around the waist and hoists me off the ground. "You are going to pay for that, bitch," he spits, forcing me onto my back on the floor. He unzips his pants and holds me against the ground with his body weight, leering over me. "Stop!" I cry, writhing against his heavy weight and trying not to breathe in his foul, unwashed stench. I feel helpless as I felt every time Malachi had to protect me when we were children. He sacrificed far too much of his childhood to save me, a deed I've never been able to repay him for. At 38 years old, I still can't protect myself. The thud of approaching footsteps catches my attention, and hope coils through me. The man forces my dress up my hips and pulls down my panties when someone pulls him off me. A crunch of bone fills the air as my savior punches him in the face. It's too dark for me to see who has come to my rescue. Punch after punch punctuates the air until the man who tried to rape me is out cold and lifeless. I can barely see what is happening, but my rescuer forces the body toward the river's edge. The splash following suggests that he just dumped his body in the river, killing him for sure. I know I should be concerned that a guy just got murdered, but scum like him don't deserve to live. After living a long while on the streets, your morals change and warp into something different. I hear heavy breathing from the man who came to my rescue, a man I still can't make out as I lay still on the ground. It's all right now, little lass. My heart practically stops beating at the sound of Niall's voice. Tears well in my eyes and flood down my cheeks. Niall? He lifts me from the ground, pulling my dress down for me. Aye, Ellie. I heard you scream and came as fast as I could. He presses a kiss to my forehead. You're safe now. What about the man? I ask. He tenses against me, and in the very dim moonlight, I can see a tortured expression on his face. He will never hurt you or anyone else again. I relax in his arms. It should unnerve me that Niall just killed to protect me, but it doesn't. After everything we went through on the streets, nothing he or my brother does shocks me. I allow the warmth of his body to penetrate through me. Thank you, I say, my voice quiet. Don't mention it, he murmurs, his voice rough and deep. Let's get you home. He sets me down on my feet and pulls me tight against him. Niall? I whisper his name. He looks down at me, and those piercing blue eyes hold an emotion that knocks the air from my lungs. It looks like desire. What is it? Please don't tell Malachi about this. I shake my head. He always told me not to take this way at night, and he will lock me up if he knows. Niall chuckles softly. I think you're exaggerating. Malachi wouldn't lock you up. I bite my lip, knowing that Niall doesn't know how far my brother will go to keep me safe. Although he has been there on the streets with us through almost everything, he doesn't know the lengths Malachi went to in order to keep me safe in that foster home. Malachi never speaks of it, and he hates me telling people. As far as I'm aware, Niall doesn't know about it. My brother is unhinged. Something like this could tip him over the edge. Please don't tell him, Niall. He tilts his head slightly. Are you begging me, little lass? He asks, an amused smirk on his handsome face. I narrow my eyes at him. Yes. Just tell me you will keep this between us. He looks at me for a few beats before nodding. Aye, don't worry. It will be our secret. He winks, making my heart rate speed up. I've had a little crush on my brother's best friend ever since we grew up. He went from the scrawny, tall boy to a gorgeous, tattooed man that's hard not to notice. Now come on, Malachi is out. I sigh heavily, knowing that Malachi is probably at one of those awful auctions he attends. Dark demons haunt my brothers that he can't seem to overcome. I wish he would wake up and realize he deserves to be loved. Niall, 2 months later. I'm distracted by her beautiful singing voice on the way to the kitchen, the voice of an angel. Alicia is sitting in the library with a book rested on the side of the couch, staring up at the ceiling and singing a beautiful Celtic song that makes my chest ache for more than one reason. I love the way Alicia cherishes our heritage and ties to Ireland. I've known Alicia since I was 11 years old. She is the most beautiful woman I've ever met, both inside and out. Ever since she got older, I noticed her in ways that I shouldn't have. It hoped that in time my desire for her would go away, especially if she settled down with a guy and had a family. But that has never happened, since Maliki always stands in her way. Instead, the sick fantasies playing out in my head have been getting more frequent, especially after I saved her from that piece of scum who tried to rape her 2 months ago. I killed him and threw him in the river, losing all control of my rage that night. Alicia witnessed what I'm truly capable of, and yet she didn't bat an eyelid. I know she's well aware of what Maliki and I get up to, but I thought she may have been more shocked to see me kill for her. Maliki doesn't know what happened because she begged me not to tell him. She insists he would have locked her away if he had known. Maliki would kill me if he knew the way I felt about his sister, as he's ridiculously overprotective of her. Her brown hair is splayed over her back in gentle waves, and I can see half of her face from her position on the sofa. An angel that I've always wanted to protect, ever since the first day we met. Although my desire to protect her has changed in more ways than one. When we met, we were children, both let down by the people who should have protected us. Alicia stops singing, making my heart race as she glances right at the doorway where I'm standing. She smiles that beautiful smile, waving at me. "Hey, Niall, how's it going?" she calls casually, totally unaware that I've been watching her. "Hey, Alicia. Fine as always. How are you?" I walk into the room, despite knowing I should stay as far away from her as possible. She sits up straighter, throwing her hair over her shoulder. "I'm okay. Maliki won't tell me why he's so stressed lately." She smiles at the smile she always gives me when she wants me to spill my guts. "Any ideas?" I run a hand across the back of my neck. "You know I can't tell you anything about the clan's business, Allie." Alicia pouts at me, making my cock stir instantly. I'm thankful I'm wearing my slack-fitting jogging pants and tight boxer briefs that hide my desire for her. "Don't be so uptight and tell me what you guys are dealing with." I hate the way Maliki keeps everything from me as if I'm still 8 years old. I'm not a kid anymore. No, she definitely is not. Alicia is 38 years old now and all woman. I try not to stare at her curvy figure, which practically screams for me to worship with her hands. Her hips are wide and sensual in the tight floral dress she's wearing. It highlights her full breasts, which are on display because of the low neckline. I clear my throat, trying to focus my mind on anything but the dirty things I want to do to my best friend's sister. It doesn't matter how much I try to stop thinking about her. My mind won't stop playing the sick fantasies of me fucking her in every room of his house. "Niall?" Alicia says my name, snapping me out of my lust-filled daydream. I shake my head. "You know I shouldn't, lass." I walk over to the bookshelf on the far wall and focus my attention on it, anywhere other than the tempting beauty sitting behind me. It's all I can do to stop myself from losing my mind. I run my hands over the spines of the books, wondering how I'm going to get Alicia out of my system. A soft hand lands on my shoulder, making me tense. Alicia snuck up on me quieter than a damn mouse. "Please, Niall." I clench my jaw before turning to face her. Alicia stares up at me with those stunning emerald eyes of hers. It's as if she knows the hold she has on me. I feel my cock getting hard as my eyes dip to her full, red lips. I'd love to slide my cock through and claim her pretty little throat. Fuck. I put some distance between us. "It's best you don't know what is going on." Alicia chases after me and dashes in front of me, setting her hand on my chest. "Come on, Niall. It's me you are talking to." I glance down at her dainty hand on my chest, wishing I could grab it and pull her against me. All I want is to kiss every inch of her body and make her mine. "Alicia." Her name comes out of me in a tortured rasp. When I meet her gaze, I see the desire dancing in her eyes too. I've noticed it ever since I saved her that night. A change in the way she is around me. It took my rescue by the river for her to see me the way I've seen her for so many years. "What have you got to lose?" she asks, tilting her head to the side slightly. "Everything. If I keep indulging Alicia and letting her know clan secrets behind Malachi's back, then I may as well fuck her. She has a way of getting under my skin and forcing me to spill my guts. Malachi doesn't want me to worry you." "Fuck Malachi and what he wants," she says, her eyes wild. "He can't keep treating me like a fucking kid." It's true that Malachi does still see Alicia as a defenseless little 8-year-old girl. "Fine, we're having some trouble with the Italians is all." Her brow furrows. "What kind of trouble?" I sigh heavily. "Milo Mazzio blew up Malachi's Corvette." Alicia gasps. "Fuck, I wondered where it was." She shakes her head. "He loved that car. No wonder he's been snappy lately." I chuckle. "Isn't he snappy always?" Alicia smiles. "Yeah, but he's been really grumpy." She licks her bottom lip, drawing my eyes to it. "Does that mean there is going to be a war?" I sense the concern in her voice and clench my fist to stop myself from wrapping her in my arms and soothing her concerns. "Possibly. No matter what happens, we won't let anything happen to you, little lass." Alicia's eyes flash with irritation. "I wish you wouldn't call me that." I can't help but laugh at how adorable she is when she's angry. "Why?" She sets her hands on her hips, drawing my attention to her full cleavage. "Because I'm not a kid anymore, Niall." "Don't I know it? Aye, lass, you most certainly are not." I lose my self-control for a moment, and when my eyes move back to hers, there's dark and dangerous passion in her expression. "What is that supposed to mean?" she asks, stepping closer. I clench my jaw, realizing that I slipped up. "Nothing." I rub my hand across the back of my neck. "I'm just saying you are all grown up is all." Her eyes move from mine, down my chest, and down to the bulge in my jogging pants. Alicia's cheeks stain a deep red when she notices the bulge, and her eyes snap back to mine. "You forget you are only 3 years older than me." She shakes her head. "We were both kids when we met." I sigh heavily, as it's not entirely true. In terms of our age, there wasn't much difference, but Malachi had protected her innocence. I lost that a long time before we met. My childhood ended when the one person who was supposed to care for me violated me and forced me to run. Age is a number. When we met, you were still a kid. I wasn't. Alicia's eyes flash with guilt, and she takes a step back, as she knows exactly what I've been through. She is one of the few people in my life who know about my abusive past. "I know. Sorry." She turns away from me. "I just wish Malachi would trust me enough to confide in me, that's all." I nod in response. "Malachi just wants to protect you. He has always been possessive of his baby sister. Any man that has ever gone near Alicia, he's scared away, to my relief. I can't imagine watching her with another man. The mere thought sends me into a jealous rage." "Are you all right?" Alicia asks, her attention on my clenched fists. I try to chill out, stretching my fingers out. "Yeah, fine." I shake my head. "I've just got a lot on my mind." Alicia sets her hand on my chest again, making me tense. "Do you want to talk about it?" I look down at her dainty fingers touching me. All I want to do is grab her hand, pull her close, and kiss her the way I've longed to kiss her for too damn long. My desire is becoming uncontrollable. My gaze moves from her hand to her face. I can't work out if I'm imagining the passion in her gaze or not, as I move my attention to her lips. Maybe I'm finally losing it. She licks them, making the temptation almost unbearable. Niall? She murmurs my name. Alicia appears to lean closer, and for a moment, so do I. The tension in the air heightened as we both stare into each other's eyes. Lost in a daydream that can never come true. The crash of someone dropping something outside jolts me out of the daydream we'd fallen prey to. Not much to talk about, I say, stepping away so her hand falls to her side. It was nice chatting, little lass. Don't ask me about any more inside information, though. I wink at her to diffuse the tension charging through the air. You've got all you're going to get from me. A flash of hurt enters her stunning green eyes. I try not to let it affect me. Alicia needs to understand that I'm her brother's second in command, first and foremost. I'll see you around, little lass, I say, turning away from her and walking out of the library without a backward glance. Every moment I spend near her, it is becoming harder to cage the burning desire dominating my actions when she is close. I need to stay away from her. She's my best friend's baby sister, and Malachi and I may be close, but fucking Alicia may be a step too far. Alicia has always been the one person he covets and protects with his life, and I don't like my chances if I fall into his bad books. Alicia. I wait by the front door, knowing that my brother is going out. I saw Niall pull up Malachi's car in front of the house. My brother rarely goes out. The only time he does is when he's going to one of those barbaric virgin auctions. It's about time I intervened in his sick ways once and for all. He's 42 years old. He needs to find a girl to settle down with, although I guess I can't talk since I haven't settled down myself. It doesn't help that Malachi always chases away any guy I'm interested in. I stopped bothering bringing men home years ago. Malachi marches toward the door and doesn't notice me until the very last moment. "What are you doing, sis?" he asks, brow furrowing. I shrug, as I know Malachi hates being told what to do. My questioning him about his actions won't go down too well. "Are you going to one of those terrible auctions again?" Malachi's jaw tenses. I know he hates that I'm aware of his penchant for virgins and buying them, but he's not exactly discreet about it. He's messed up from our childhood, or lack of it. I wish he would realize that he deserves to be happy, despite the shit he went through in the past. "What does it matter?" he asks, looking frustrated. I sigh, knowing that he's never going to change his ways. It makes me feel guilty, as half the terrible things he went through were to protect me. "Why don't you give my friend Jane a chance and go on one date?" There's a flash of amusement in Malachi's eyes at the suggestion. "Believe me, little sis, your friend wants nothing to do with me." I know that may well be true. The bruises that the virgins he buys often have on them scare me. By the time he's through with them, they're empty shells floating through the hallway of our home. I wonder if he would treat Jane that way. Malachi leans toward me and kisses my cheek. "Don't wait up." Before I have the chance to protest, he walks out of the front door. "I'd give up on that one if I were you," Niall says from behind, startling me. I swallow hard and turn to face my brother's best friend, who is the epitome of a gorgeous bad boy. 6'4" of pure muscle and covered in tattoos. He's a world away from the scrawny boy that approached us that night while sleeping in the underpass. I shake my head. He needs to settle down and find a girl to marry, not buy a virgin every couple of months. Niall laughs. "The guy is as stubborn as hell, Allie. There's no way he's settling down soon." My stomach churns at hearing him call me Allie. He's the only person who does. A silence falls between us as we stare into each other's eyes. An unmistakable tension floods the air between us as I feel myself lost in his ice-blue stare. I lick my lips as the nerves inside of me surge. Everything has been different between us lately. Desperate to break the tension, I clear my throat. "What are you up to tonight?" I ask, instantly regretting asking him when I realize it sounds like I want to hang out. "Not much." There's a brief silence between us. "Do you want to watch a movie?" My brow furrows as Niall never asks me to spend time with him. "I thought you'd have a hot date on a Friday night." I wink at him playfully, even though inside, green envy flows through my veins. He's often out on the weekend, no doubt picking up women at bars. We've known each other since we were children, and never once has Niall had a steady girlfriend. He laughs that deep, rumbling laugh that sends goosebumps over my skin. "Yeah, a hot date with you," he says, shrugging. "We can order pizza." It's pathetic, the way my stomach dances with butterflies when I hear him say he has a hot date with me. I know he's joking. As I stare into his eyes, I know this is a bad idea. Lately, I can't stop thinking about him in ways I shouldn't think about my brother's best friend. Ever since he saved me from that bastard 2 months ago, Niall has become a bit of an obsession. I think about him all the time, and it's getting worse with each day that passes. He's always looked out for me, ever since the first day we met. "Okay," I say, smiling to hide my reluctance. "Let's raid the kitchen for snacks and alcohol." Niall laughs. "Sounds like a good plan, little lass." I can't understand why my stomach flips every time he calls me that. It makes me hot under the collar. "Great." I walk past him toward the kitchen, feeling my heart race in my chest. An entire evening spent with a man I've been having questionable urges toward for the past 2 months is a terrible idea. I can sense him following me as I lead the way to the kitchen. Once I enter, I head straight for the fridge in search of wine. "I guess you'll want beer, right?" I ask. He smiles that unbelievably handsome smile and nods. "You know me so well, lass." I shake my head and pull out a 6-pack of beer. "6 enough?" He rubs a hand across his neat beard. "Between us or just for me?" "Just for you." I pull a bottle of white wine out of the rack in the fridge. "I'll stick with wine." He nods. "Then 6 will be enough." Niall rubs a hand across the back of his neck, at least until the pizza arrives. Ever since the day in the library 2 weeks ago, there's been a tension between us I can practically feel in the air. It's full of unbridled passion and forbidden desire that neither of us knows how to quench. Both of us spending the night alone and drinking alcohol probably isn't the best idea. "Check out what snacks we've got," I say, glancing at the cupboard next to him. Niall opens the door and pulls out a bag of Cool Ranch Doritos, your favorite. I smile and walk over to him, grabbing them from his hand. "And all mine, you better get your own." Niall shakes his head. "That's greedy, little lass." He rustles in the cupboard and pulls out another bag of chips for himself. I shrug. I've got a good appetite. Leading the way, I walk down the corridor toward the movie room. Niall's presence close behind me is ever apparent. His masculine scent of musk overwhelms the air, making my knees weak. Niall's eyes are on me as I can practically feel them burning a hole into my back. The tension is higher than ever. It all started when he saved me from that rapist, a change in the dynamic between us. It's why spending the night together watching a movie is a stupid idea. Despite neither of us acknowledging the chemistry between us, it's clear that we both want each other in ways we shouldn't. Malachi isn't exactly the most understanding brother. Although I'm a full-grown woman, he still sees me as this little girl he needs to protect from everyone, including men. It's one reason I've never really had a steady relationship, since Malachi chases prospective partners away. Instead, I'm a member of Euphoria in Boston, an exclusive sex club I've been going to for a while now. Malachi would kill me if he knew, but I make sure he could never find out. "What movie do you want to watch?" Niall asks, flopping down on the sofa in front of the TV and grabbing the remote. "I've wanted to watch Lawless for a while." I glance at him. "You up for that?" He smirks. "The only reason a girl ever wants to watch that movie is because they have the hots for Hardy." I laugh and hold my hands up in surrender. Well, he is hot, although not as hot as you. There's no way I'd admit that out loud, but it's impossible to stop my mind from thinking it. Niall has always been hot since he was 16 years old, but the older he got, the hotter he became, especially as he filled out and started getting tattoos. I shrug. "But I've heard it's an excellent film." He stares at me for a few moments before nodding. "Sure, why not?" I sit next to him and he selects the movie, hitting play. My heart is pounding in my chest as I'm painfully aware of him so close to me. The warmth of his body radiates toward me, making me long to move closer. I fold my arms over my chest and lean back into the plush cushions of the couch, trying to focus on the movie as it plays. The tension in the room makes it almost impossible to breathe. Ever since the night by the river, there's been a shift in our relationship. I can't work out if it's just my imagination or whether he wants this as badly as I do. I grab the bag of chips and open them, knowing the only way to keep my mind off of the 6'4" muscled and tattooed god sitting next to me is to stuff my face. Niall reaches for the bag and grabs one, smirking at me. "You can't eat that entire bag yourself." I narrow my eyes at him and snatch the chip back, shoving it in my mouth. "I can and I will. Keep your hands to yourself." The remark ignites something dark in his eyes that makes my stomach churn. He laughs. "What about the pizza?" I shake my head. "You clearly don't know me very well if you don't know how much I can eat." His eyes flash with an emotion I can't quite place. "I know you well enough, little lass." I can't understand the intensity in his gaze and why it makes me slick between my thighs. He holds my gaze, and the apprehension between us crackles in the air. For a moment, I'm lost in the depth of his ice blue irises, overpowered by a craving that no amount of chips or pizza can overcome. It feels like forever passes by until Niall finally breaks the passionate tension, clearing his throat and glancing at the screen on the wall. I force my attention from his flawless face and onto the movie which has started. Niall's invitation to watch a movie tonight is dangerous. Unless I'm insane, we both want to cross a line that we should never cross. We've known each other our entire lives, and Malachi is his best friend. The worry isn't just how angry Malachi would be about it, but he's harmed men that got too close to me. I can't subject Niall to that danger, no matter how close they are. Neither of us could be sure what Malachi's reaction would be to his baby sister and best friend fucking. He knows Niall better than he knows anyone. There's no chance in hell Niall would ever hurt me. The problem is, the same can't be said for what Malachi might do to him. I won't risk his life over a silly crush, no matter how badly I want the man sitting by my side. His blood would be on my hands if we crossed the line, and Malachi found out and took it badly. Niall. Alicia sits precariously close to me on the couch, and it's impossible not to keep replaying my dirty vision of her bent over the coffee table, naked and panting while I fuck her. She wanted to watch Lawless, a movie I love, and yet I've barely paid attention to a fucking second of it. Shit. Why the hell did I ask her to watch a movie with me tonight? I knew full well Malachi was out of the house, which only makes the temptation more difficult to resist. Her scent overwhelms the air, and it makes it impossible to focus. Do you reckon that's even physically possible? Alicia asks, looking right at me and catching me off guard. My brow furrows. What? In the movie, she points at the screen, the character Hardy plays said he walked with a slit throat 12 miles. Thankfully, I've seen the movie before, so I know what she is talking about. Nah, keep watching and you'll find out what really happened, she sighs. I honestly thought he was dead. Her brow furrows. Wait, have you seen it before? I laugh. Yeah, why? She shoves me in the arm gently. You should have said, no wonder you aren't paying any attention. She hits pause. Where is that damn pizza? I'm starving. I shrug and dig my cell phone out of my pocket, pulling up the tracker on my phone. Apparently it's on the way. Alicia groans. I'm so fucking hungry. I bite my lip, as I'm not hungry for food at all right now. My cock is painfully hard, as I can't get the image of Alicia wrapping her plump, perfect lips around it out of my mind. All I'm hungry for is devouring the woman sitting next to me, my woman that is 100% off limits. I take a long gulp of my beer. I'll ring them and check how long they'll be. I hit the number for the pizza place we ordered from, and it rings, before cutting off on the busy dial tone. Shit, the line is busy. You can't be that hungry. You've ate a whole family-size bag of Doritos. She narrows her eyes at me. And an entire bottle of wine. When I drink, it makes me hungry. The girl downed that wine so fucking fast, I hardly noticed her bottle was empty. It means Alicia is drunk, and I'm not exactly sober either. She leans over me and grabs my can of beer from my hand, taking a swig. Sharing is caring. God, she does not want to know what I want to share with her right now. My cock is practically straining against my pants, desperate to break free. Alicia's hand brushes against my crotch, and my cock throbs. Alicia, I say her name in warning, narrowing my eyes. She can't find out how badly I want her. We already came too close to crossing a line in the library 2 weeks ago. What? I've run out of wine. I sigh heavily and pull a can from the 6-pack she got me. Here, have your own. She sits up straighter and takes the can, opening it. Thanks. I watch as she takes a long sip, unable to keep my eyes off her lips. Lips I can't stop thinking about kissing. Someone clears their throat behind us, making me jump. I glance around to see Sasha, the maid, holding our pizzas. The delivery guy just dropped your food off. I stand and approach her. Thanks, Sasha. Her brow furrows as she glances at Alicia on the sofa. No problem. How are you? She asks, twirling her fingers in the end of her hair. I grit my teeth. I'm fine. Sasha has constantly flirted with me since she started working here 6 months ago. She's beautiful, but I can't think of any other girl in that way. Alicia has been under my skin for too many years. She's the object of all my fantasies. It's the reason I always shoot Malachi's invites to those messed up auctions down. Can I get you anything else? Sasha asks, batting her eyelids at me. No thanks. I turn my back on her and return to sit next to Alicia on the sofa. When I glance back, she has left us. I think Sasha wants you, Alicia says, taking a long swig of beer. I run a hand through my hair. Yeah, well, I don't want her. Alicia's brow furrows. Why not? She's beautiful. I can't believe she is even asking me that. Alicia is so blind to the way I feel about her, it's ridiculous. Malachi's overzealous protection of his baby sister is the only reason I haven't acted on my feelings all these years. Because I want someone else, I say, holding her gaze possessively. If she doesn't realize by now that I want her, she's fucking oblivious. Alicia's throat bobs. Oh. She twirls the end of her long, dark hair around her finger nervously. Who? I feel an irritated growl rumble through my chest. Isn't it obvious? Her skin flushes pink, and she avoids my gaze and reaches for one of the pizza boxes. I grab her arm before she can reach it. Alicia. Her name sounds like a curse from my lips. Alicia's eyes meet mine. What? I clench my jaw, knowing the dangerous line I'm flirting with. You didn't answer my question. Isn't it obvious who I want? We can't keep doing this dance around each other. Alicia glances down at my hand wrapped tightly around her arm before meeting my gaze again. Niall. She breathes my name in a plea and a warning. She knows we shouldn't do this. The pizza will go cold. Fuck the pizza, little lass, I growl, feeling my urges surge to the surface. One thing I've learned is that the longer I fight the desperate need to claim Alicia, the more difficult it becomes to keep a leash on the heavy desire building inside of me. Answer the question. Alicia yanks her arm free and stands. I don't know. She snatches the pizza off the table and turns to leave. Now I'm going to go eat my goddamn pizza in peace. Scorching rage floods my vision as I move swiftly after her. Before she makes it to the door, I grab her hips. Stop pushing me, little lass. Alicia tenses against me as I pull her back against my chest. Niall, what are you? I grab the pizza box out of her hand and set it down on the sideboard nearby. I want you to answer my question. Answer it yourself, dickhead, she spits. I press my lips against her nape. You, Alicia. I breathe, knowing I can't take it back now. It's time to stop hiding and face up to what I want, my best friend's sister. All the air escapes her lungs on a breath as she tries to fight away from me. Niall, you know we can't bullshit. Malachi's out. I cut in before she can tell me we can't do it because of her brother. Hell, never know. Alicia's breaths come out in shaky rasps that cut right to my cock. It's an erotic sound that makes it difficult not to bend her over with the door open and fuck her for all the staff to see. Niall, I don't think we should. I growl softly and pull her away from the door, keeping her back pressed against me. Stop thinking and just feel, baby girl, I murmur, nibbling the shell of her ear softly. I reach for the door and push it shut. Malachi should be out for a few more hours, but I'd rather not take any risks. Alicia shudders against me, arching her back instinctively. This is a terrible idea. A terribly good idea, little lass. I move my lips to her neck and kiss her there, making her moan. All sense of rhyme and reason is lost. It turns out fighting your instincts for years doesn't make them go away. It deepens the ravenous hunger. I spin her around to face me and capture her lips for the first time. It feels like my world spins as I lose myself in her heady, feminine scent. My tongue delves into her mouth, claiming it fully and completely. Her tongue tangles with mine, proving to me she wants this as badly as I do. Alicia moans into my mouth, making my balls tighten. Fuck, I've wanted to kiss you for so damn long, I murmur against her lips, wishing that I'd crossed the line before this moment. The pent-up desire burning inside of me is almost unbearable. It makes it hard to control my vicious tendencies lurking beneath the surface. The last thing I want to do is hurt Alicia. I wrap my arms tightly around her waist and lift her, carrying her back to the sofa. Her arms slide tentatively around my neck as she allows me to. Niall, what are we? I silence her with my mouth. I can't hear her reasoning right now, as she might convince me to stop. Gently, I place her down on her back on the sofa. No questions, little lass. I want you. It's as simple as that. Her emerald eyes dilate as she watches me pull my shirt over my head. They roam over every inch of my body, taking in the tattoos scrolling over my skin. Your turn, I breathe, feeling the anticipation coiling through me. Alicia hesitates, staring up at me with uncertainty. What if my brother gets... I growl, cutting her off from finishing her sentence. I said no questions. Do you want me to punish you? I'm surprised when I see a flash of lusty excitement pulse in her eyes as she licks her lips. I just don't want to get caught. I shake my head. We won't. Take your top off, or I'll do it for you. Alicia unbuttons the front of her blouse slowly, holding our eye contact. Finally, once she unbuttons the last one, her blouse falls open, revealing her large breasts in a red lace bra that makes my cock throb. She tosses the blouse on the floor. And the bra? I order, barely recognizing my voice. Alicia raises a brow questioningly, but doesn't defy me. Her hand slips behind her back as she unclips the bra, letting it fall to her lap. I groan at the sight of her nipples, hard and erect, pointing right at me. They're practically begging me to suck them. There's no holding me back anymore as I step toward her. I kneel between her legs on the sofa, cupping her firm breasts in my hands. Fucking perfect, I muse, before lowering my mouth to her right nipple and sucking it into my mouth. Alicia's hips buck against me, and she gasps, lacing her fingers into my hair. A problem I'll have to fix somehow. I prefer my women restrained, and the desire to restrain Alicia is all-consuming. I move my lips to her other nipple and suck it into my mouth. Alicia's moans spur me on as I move my hands to her jeans and unzip them. She grabs my hand to stop me. Your turn next, she says, looking at me with dilated eyes. I smirk at her and stand, unzipping my pants and pulling them down. Alicia gasps the moment I stand up again. Fuck me, she says. That is the intention. She shakes her head. You're huge. I tilt my head to the side, loving the way she's boosting my ego. Maybe I've got sock stuff down there. Do you? She asks, entranced by the bulge at my crotch. Why don't you come over here and find out? I ask. She licks her bottom lip and moves her gaze to my face. Only if I get a taste? I raise a brow. Of course. Alicia rises from the sofa and walks toward me slowly before dropping to her knees in front of me. It's as if she was born to submit. Can I? She asks, looking up at me like a damn angel. Yes, baby girl, I breathe, feeling my cock leak in anticipation. She grabs the waistband of my boxer briefs and pulls them down, revealing my cock. Her gasp only makes me leak more. So damn big, she marvels, grabbing my shaft with one hand and tugging. Fuck, I curse, watching her touch me. Put it in your mouth, I order. She opens her mouth and closes her lips around the head of my cock, slowly swirling her tongue around me in teasing strokes. More pre-cum leaks onto her tongue, making her moan. I try to fight the need to fist her hair in my hands and thrust every inch into the back of her throat, but I can't. The need to dominate her is overwhelming. I grab hold of her hair and force her throat onto my cock. It's as if Alicia saw it coming as she barely bats an eyelid. Her breathing is impeccable as she manages not to gag as I slide right past her reflex. That's it, baby girl. Swallow my cock, I growl, propelling my hips in and out as I fuck her throat. Alicia gags, saliva spilling down her face and tears prickling at her eyes. It's a perfect vision, a scene I'd only ever expected to witness in my perverse dreams. It's hard to believe that the girl I've craved for is on her knees, taking everything I give her. Alicia puts her hands on my thighs, trying to gain some kind of control. I pull my cock from her throat, giving her a chance to catch her breath. You take my cock perfectly, little lass. She gazes up at me with a carnal expression that makes me crazy. You taste so good, she breathes, licking a drop of pre-cum from her lips. Give me more. I groan and force my cock through her lips, thrusting into the back of her throat repeatedly. She takes it like a fucking champ. I feel my balls tighten, realizing I'm getting close. I pull Alicia off me and yank her up from the floor. My turn to taste you. I lift her and set her down on the sofa, pulling her jeans off of her in one tug. Alicia clenches her thighs together to hide how drenched she is. Open your legs for me, I order. Alicia's cheeks are deep red as she slowly opens her thighs, allowing me to see her red lace panties drenched. Fuck, you are wet, Allie, I groan, feeling my cock throb at the sight. I drop to my knees between her thighs and press my nose against her crotch, inhaling her sweet-as-hell scent. So damn wet for me, I growl, before tearing her panties in two. Alicia gasps. Those were expensive. I don't reply to her as right now I don't give a damn about her expensive lingerie. I'll buy her new ones. I kiss her inner thigh, making her quiver at the light touch. Slowly, I drag my tongue closer to her dripping center. Please, Niall, she breathes. I can't help but smile against her skin, hearing her beg so desperately for me. I glance up at her from between her thighs. Please what? I ask, tilting my head slightly. She narrows her eyes at me and blows out a frustrated breath. You know what? I raise a brow. I want to hear you tell me what you want, little lass. Alicia sinks her teeth into her bottom lip before nodding. I want you to eat me out, you knucklehead. I grab hold of her thighs hard, putting enough pressure to bruise. That's not an acceptable way to talk to the man that's going to make you orgasm harder than you've ever orgasmed in your life. She doesn't flinch at my forceful handling of her. That's cocky. I hold her gaze with unwavering confidence. It's the truth, baby girl, and you better believe it. Her brow furrows. Prove it. I growl softly at the challenge. My pleasure. Alicia gasps as I bury my tongue in her pussy, tasting her deeply. She's sweeter than I ever could have imagined. This is what I've been waiting for all these years. Alicia spread and dripping for me, watching me as I devour her. I hold her eyes contact as I move my tongue from her perfect cunt to her throbbing clit. The moment my tongue connects with her sensitive spot, she jerks, moaning deeply. Her fingers claw at the throw on the sofa as I slide 2 fingers deep into her tight, wet heat. I clench my jaw, trying to still the primal urge to pull my fingers out and slide my cock inside of her instead. Right now, I want to give her mind-blowing pleasure to prove to her I can make her feel better than any man ever has. So damn tight, little lass, I groan, thrusting my fingers in and out of her dripping cunt. My thirst for her can't be quenched, no matter how much I taste her. Alicia has haunted my dreams and fantasies for too long. It feels like I'm no longer here, floating above my body as my primitive male instincts take control. I want you to come for me, I growl, thrusting all 4 fingers into her tight pussy.